All right, I'm not going to try and get fancy with the editing or anything like that. I just want to make this quick video to talk about playing the game, playing the eBay game, and what different, there's different aspects of playing the eBay game. Some of us talk about the fact that you have to promote. That's part of playing the game. The fact that you have to, follow up with your customers, not follow up, but engage with the customers. That's playing part of the game. The fact that you have to put in item specifics. That's part of the game. Descriptions, title, pictures. It's all part of the game. Shipping. Are you good at shipping? That's part of the game. So I was recently not introduced to, but given the opportunity to play a different part of the game. And this part was unexpected, I guess, because I had this record up for the last year, I suppose, probably at least a year on eBay. And it's one that's not common. You've probably never heard of it. I had never heard of it. It looks like one that was made at a studio that was for a new and upcoming artist or something. That's because I didn't know any better. That was my fault. Even though I did the research, I didn't do enough research, right? I knew it was rare. I knew it was cool. I knew it was valuable to somebody. So anyway, I obtained it. And I listed it. And it sat for a year. And then a couple weeks ago, I decided, I think I'm going to change our business model. We're going to get rid of everything that is less than $15 so that we only have stuff in our store that's $15 and over, and see how that works. So we can just change things up. We have to. We've been doing this for 9 years, and we've been doing fine. We're doing good. But with this, it's getting crazy. I mean, if you're a reseller, you already know you have to adapt. You have to change. You have to be like water and flow around the rocks and figure it out. If something's a little bit off, figure it out. If your numbers are dropping, figure it out, right? If your numbers are dropping, figure it out. And if you're not watching your numbers, well, then you need to back up and say, well, I need to watch my numbers. Because if you don't watch your numbers on the screen, the analytics and so forth, if you don't know where you're going or you don't know where you've been, you can't figure out what the next direction is, or if you should just stay on the course, right? Of everything's going right, I'm just going to keep doing this. Or, things are a little wonky here, I'm going to change it and try and do this. So that's where I'm at, is trying to make some changes. We're going to bring our store down from about 1,300. At one point we had 1,800 and sell, get rid of stuff, blah, 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 down to 1,300. We were cool for there, for a while. And like, you know what? Things kept selling, keep listing. And then this happened, or this is what the choice we made. And so we're going to end up probably around 600 pieces active once the dust settles, is what I'm thinking, right around 600. And that's fine. That's fine. That's where I want to have 600 good ones and then just add better ones. And then we'll have a strong foundation. Right now, my foundation, it feels like, is on sand. It's not very, you can make money off of $5 and $10 stuff, but after the fees are paid and this and that and whatever, it takes a lot of $10 items, right? A lot of shipping, a lot of tape, a lot of time to ship those 10 items or those $10 items to make that $100, right? For every thousand. I mean, it's a numbers thing at that point. So I want to change that. So back to my original point was get rid of records. We had about 130 records active. And so Samantha, she started pulling them down and making them sure that, they weren't listed. Samantha's my wife. And we're in on this game together. That's pretty sweet. Anyway, so all the records are down. She says, okay, the records are down. I'm like, okay, great. So then last weekend, not this weekend that we just had, but the weekend prior to, the first part of March, I took these records to the record store down the road. Shout out to the record store down the road. Holly Spin Depot, good stuff. Go talk to Justin, good guy. Anyway, sold my records. He gave me $90. I brought records, tapes, and stuff. And so it was cool. $90, boom, done. I got some money back out of my investment. He is going to make some money off of that, but he has the time because he's got a record store. It's one of those things, right? So he's got the records. I'm over here. I go back to work, go back to my life. On Friday, 6 days later, after having this record up for a year, right? 6 days later, I get a message from someone that says, hey, this was my grandpa. Me and my grandma were talking. We would sure like to have that record because we've been looking for it forever and ever and ever. We would like to document Grandpa's life, but this was the missing piece and we never could find it. And now you have it and it says that you sold it. Can we buy it? Can you forward our information to the next guy so that we can buy it from him or them? And I was like, well, here's the deal. I took all my record collection to the record store. So let me go talk to the dude and see if he still has it. If he has it, I'll buy it back. And then I'll sell it to you, whatever, for $49.99. That's what I had up there for, $49.99. And they're like, oh, thank you so much. If you could do that, that'd be great. I was like, okay, cool. I will go tomorrow and I'll follow up with you one way or another. If it works out, cool. If not, I'll let you know. So I go to the record store and I go in. I'm like, hey, man, I brought some more records and some other stuff. Just not too much stuff, but like probably 12 cassette tapes, like Styx, ELO, which is Electric Light Orchestra, some Van Halen, some really cool classic cassettes, right, in good shape, and a handful of records that I just don't listen to, which they're good records, like Steve Miller Band, and I mean there were some good records, Jay Giles Band, I can't remember, there's a bunch of good records, but I just don't listen to them. Like I said, I'm coming up with a plan. Anyway, I go there. I'm like, here's my records. He's like, $30, cool. I'm like, cool. So anybody pocket the money. I'm like, by the way, I'm here to find this record. And I show him the picture of the record. I show him the message. He's like, oh, man, that's cool. All right, well, let me take a picture. So he took a picture of the record. He went back through his inventory because he has thousands and thousands of records. I mean, I don't know if he knew where he put it or didn't put it. But he's like, I don't remember seeing that, but I'll double check. So he goes back and so I'm like, okay, cool. I'll follow up with you tomorrow. So that's day one. I'm day two now because the first day was the guy sent me a message, told him I'd go to the record store. Then, okay, so I go back Sunday morning. I get up, get ready. It's a weekend. Who gets up and goes and get ready so they can leave the house right away? I don't. But I did for this person, right? Because their grandma's involved. That's what it was. The grandma's involved. The family's involved, the grandpa's involved, and man, okay, so we're there, right? So I go to the store, and I get there, and he's like, man, I looked, I don't have it, Todd. I was like, man, Justin, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, I looked, I couldn't find it. I was like, well, is it cool if I just go through the dollar bins? Maybe you jammed it in there because it doesn't look like anything, So I looked through all the dollar bins. I looked through all kinds of other bins. And I was like, well, after about a half hour, 45 minutes there, probably about 45 minutes, I was like, well, I'm going to buy this one record. So I bought one record and I came home. But it wasn't this record. It was a different record. All right, so I come home and I'm like, man, I'm sorry. I don't know what to do. So I told my wife, I couldn't find it, babe. Couldn't find it. I looked twice. So I've got however much time into this, right? So I tried and it wasn't going to happen. And I was bummed out for those people because I was like, man, those people probably really want their grandpa's record, but that sucks. And then my wife goes, well, did he buy all those records last weekend? I was like, well, what are you talking about? She says, those records, remember you took all those records and did he buy all of them or just some of them? And I was like, yeah, he bought some of them. I don't think he bought all of them. She goes, maybe they're out in the garage still. I was like, really? She's like, possible. I was like, that would be crazy, huh? Because I was like 95% sure that he had it. That's why I was running back and forth to the store, back and forth, get ready, taking time. Because I was sure he had it. And I was even kind of like, man, Justin has my record. And he probably looked it up and he knows it's worth $50 now. He don't want to give it up, man. That's messed up. That thought briefly went through my mind, but Justin's not like that. He's a good dude, man. He's a good dude, but I'm a human. What can I say? I admit it. But that wasn't the case at all. He was not ever even like that at all. So that's terrible that I even thought that way. But anywho, I'm a human. So I go outside to the garage, and within a minute, I flipped through about 40 records. Boom, there it is. I was like, holy crap, I had it the whole time. I was stressed out trying to find this record for this person. Stressed. Running this back and forth to the store and following up and all this. Would you do that? Would you play that game? I don't know, man. Most people, I don't know if they would or not. I don't know. I guess everybody's different. You have to ask yourself, am I willing to do something like that? What kind of game am I playing? What level is that? What would you call that? And I like to run my business like it's 19 Todd. That's what it is. It's 19 Todd. It's the way I think it should be. Good customer service. Go out of your way. Go the extra mile. Thank your customers with a handwritten note. Do things that are unheard of. Be exceptional. And eventually, someone will notice, and it will either pay off, or you'll be able to see it in your feedback, or the return customers, your repeats customers, which you build the foundation of followers that see when stuff, is listed, and they'll come back and buy it, right? If you provide that good customer experience the first time. You only get one time to make a good impression. That's what they say, right? So if your shipping's on point, your customer service is on point, and blah blah blah, then eventually things are gonna gonna go good. So I pick up the record. I tell them, hey, look what I found. Took a picture of it in my hand, sent it to them. They're like, oh my gosh. They were so shocked and pleased and happy and blah 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 blah. They were so happy. They're like, oh, well, how much do you want for your time and your effort for helping us? We appreciate you for doing this. We want to pay you extra. How much extra should we pay you? And I was like, man, I don't even know. Dude wants this. So at that point, now this is another part of the game. What do? Do you tax them? Do you not tax them? What do you do? All right. So what I did was I said, okay, I stopped and I thought about it. I didn't just say, okay, well, I want this. I stopped for about 5 minutes and I thought, okay, well, what's fair? What did I have to do to obtain this record? Even though it was out in my garage, doesn't matter. What did I do to obtain the record? Well, I got up, got ready, I went to the store, spent time, talked to dude, and whatever. Okay, so then came home, next day, went back, followed up, talked to dude, searched the store for 45 minutes, okay, searched the store for 45 minutes, and then came home, was like, dang, that sucks, right? But how much is my time worth? How much is that worth? The effort, I guess. I wasn't sure. What was fair, what was not fair. Didn't know what to do. I knew my time was worth something. And so I said, you know what? I'm not going to tax these people hard. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm going to just say, you know what? I'm going to put it up there for $100. Best offer. And whatever you offer me, if it's $50, $52, $59, whatever you offer me is fair. I'll take whatever you offer me. That's what I did. So I put up there for $100 plus shipping. Best offer. Said, okay, your grandpa's record's live. It's ready to be bought. So then I just went on about my day, right? About 15 minutes later, I get the notification that they bought the record. Full price, $100 plus shipping, right? And dude sends me a message, big old long message. Thank you so much. I wish I could pay you more. This is so great. My grandmother's going to be so happy. The whole family's going to be so happy. This was the missing piece in the puzzle of our family. And we are just so happy to have Grandpa's record back. So that made me feel good. And the time and the money were good. But it was like landing on Park Place and you get a good feeling. Or, I don't know, man, you just get a good feeling like you did something. It matters. It matters. A lot of times we sell stuff and it's a hoodie or a t-shirt or a collectible, and sometimes, 90 time, most of the time I should say, it doesn't matter. It's just a thing. It's just a thing. But when someone starts sending you pages, or not pages, but just, you can tell how much somebody really, really needed this record or this product. Every so often, those people come into your life as customers and make an impact and kind of remind you, yeah, what we do is important sometimes. It is important that we, even though it doesn't seem important to us, that we do a little bit more research and try and figure things out. So, on that note, I'm going to leave the story there. I know it's kind of a lot of rambling and this and that and ADD and all over the place, but that's me. I'm Todd, the Nostalgia Picker. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next video.